There's one. There's another. And way down there, Mitt. We forgot to say happy birthday to you yesterday. 12 years old. Mitt, happy birthday. You turned 12 yesterday. Yeah. And this one's 4. I was wrong yesterday. And where's T-Rex? Oh, he's right there waiting for us. I gotta hook you up. Wait a second. All right, I guess we're all set. You're in Rex. How high can you jump? You can jump higher than that. Come on. Wow, Steve's all ready? TK, ready? 63 degrees, 8:36 on Thursday, November 7th. Concluding the first week of November, one of the warmest first weeks of November you'll get, even though there was a frost in there, if you average it all out. Record warmth yesterday, kind of off the charts. Focus. The iPhone lenses, the iPhone microphone, always a challenge. What are you looking at? What's up there? Anyhow, up there are some clouds and some blue sky, and the sun is pretty low in the east. I think there must be a cloud over there too. We have a front over New England. Seems like there have been fronts over New England just about every Thursday. I remember back about, 5 weeks ago when we had all those days in a row of wind from the east, and then the only day we had wind from the south was on a Thursday, the day of the front. And the satellite image does show the front right over central New England with some ripples in the altocumulus clouds there, sky waves. Do I talk about that often enough or what? And so southern New England's still on the warm side of the front that is slowly pressing to the south. So this morning, the temperatures were again in the 50s and 60s to start the day. Far northern New England, northern Maine was in the 30s. But that colder air is really not pressing in today. Tomorrow night there's going to be a colder front top of Mount Washington. Yesterday, midday, gusted 100 miles per hour, transporting that record heat from practically Central America to New England. Very high amplitude flow. And the temperature on Mount Washington is down to freezing right now. And it's only 40-mile-an-hour winds. So the wind is relaxing a little bit just for today. It's going to be a very windy pattern over the next several days with these fronts going by. A cold front, and then a warm front, and then a cold front over the next 5 days. There's some nice waves right there. I think the biggest news weather-wise, beyond the record warm here in the Northeast, some of the warmest we've ever had so late in the season, is the amount of snow that's falling. I didn't check the webcams during daylight, but as I edit, I can check these webcams. Kind of particularly fond of this one called Angel Fire. And it's just been snowing now for about 36 hours, and we're passing 2 feet of snow. And it's going to keep on snowing for about another 36 hours. And an additional snowfall, if you look at the HRRR right there in the upper left, there's not a really good regional map to show this. So I have to kind of focus in there right on the border with Colorado and New Mexico. Talked about it the other day. Trinidad, Colorado, right in that region, north of Santa Fe. The forecast is for another 50-plus inches of snow. 4 feet plus 2 feet, that's 6 feet of snow this week in northern Arizona, more northern New Mexico. Arizona did get some also. And Colorado, just off the charts. And that's how it works in these extreme weather patterns. You have extreme warm and dry in one place, extreme cold and snow in another, and unfortunately extreme dry and Santa Ana winds in Southern California. Ventura County fire exploded yesterday, and in a populated area, the Hot Shots, a great follow on X, posting this video of the nighttime firefighting efforts from the sky. Talk about scary, dangerous, trying to save lives and save homes. And what a challenge. Everything is a challenge. Except for here in New England lately. I still have green grass. I mean, even though it's been so dry here, the sun angle is so low, and we had a good amount of rain there and a couple of storms a few weeks ago, but it's been a while. T-Rex, what do you see? You're kind of tangled around this furniture, so what do you say we come this way, run around my stand-up paddleboard, which needs to find a home for the winter. I don't have enough places for all of the stuff we have around here. What do you do with all your stuff? Reminds me of George Carlin. Too much stuff. All right, so the weather forecast for Boston is for temperatures today, again, not quite record warmth, but 60s to near 70. And again, in this warm pattern, those numbers on this Euro guidance have been too low. Yesterday it said about 75 and we got to 82. Today it says about 65, so let's go for 70, especially because the wind is from the west. And when wind comes down from the hills of Worcester County, it compresses as it sinks, and that causes warming. So we can go for 70 today, and the wind's not quite as gusty as it was yesterday. And then tomorrow, here comes the next front, and there may be a rain shower tomorrow night. And then we're in the colder air on Saturday, but look how windy it is. We're going to be gusting to 30 to 40 miles an hour. I think the wind is actually underdone on that as the front comes through tomorrow night into Saturday. And then Sunday morning, taking a shot at 32 degrees again, but I think we're going to fall short. So the first freeze is not in the 5-day forecast for Boston. And then we warm up, and it shows some raindrops there on Monday. What are those raindrops from? Well, if we look at the national picture, I guess I should talk about Rafael, the hurricane that went across Cuba yesterday. Is a borderline category 3, but very small, compact hurricane. And we did not achieve tropical storm conditions in Key West. I don't know what happened in Cuba either. So Key West, there was some big waves and wind. The wind was gusting to 40 miles an hour this morning, but that storm is now taking a left, and it's going toward the west. Kind of an unusual track, I think, especially for this time of year. And that's because of the big upper level ridge that's around here, kind of pushing that storm toward the west, where it's going to decay now. So Euro for the win with the forecast of Rafael. Remember, the GFS a few days ago had it going up towards Mississippi and Louisiana with a big dose of rain for us from the remnant of that on Sunday. Now, we are going to get some rain on Sunday, back to the national picture, and it has to do with the storm, that upper level low that stalled over New Mexico. And that's very similar to how it rained so catastrophically in Spain and with Helene, and way a long time ago with Harvey. You get these anomalous cold pools aloft that just stop, and the water vapor gets drawn into them and wrung out. So this is sort of a flood of snow that's happening there in New Mexico and Colorado. And I bet it's one for the record books too. It's not done yet for another 24 hours. Anyhow, that upper level low is actually going to open up and lift over New England, but it will still have a little oomph when it comes in here Sunday afternoon. So now let's go to the Euro and do this day by day. We have the front right over New England right now, and the high pressure system off to our south is giving way to high pressure coming in from the north and west. A stronger front coming in tomorrow night. And look at those black lines, the isobars tightening up, and the blue line, the 540 line, going all the way down into southwestern New England. And that is a pretty cold shot there for eastern Maine, with wind and wintry wind chill on Saturday morning. And as the high goes right over us on Saturday night, you get, actually it's going a little bit south of us, isn't it? So you're not going to go exactly calm, so not that much radiational cooling, but then we're going to start to warm it up again starting on Sunday, and there's a warm front and an upper level low, the remnant of that Colorado storm, coming right over us Sunday night and Monday, and it looks like some of us may actually pick up a little bit of rain with that, and it will turn warmer briefly on Tuesday before another cold front Tuesday night. Now we're getting in more cold air advection Tuesday into Wednesday, and then that's going to start to lift out, and another storm coming out of the Rockies is going to be deepening. And now let's stop it again on Thursday. We've been stopping it now on Thursday. Thursdays have been very interesting. A week from today, now the blizzard is back. It doesn't look that big in scope, but the central pressure on that storm, 979, and that's very similar to a placement it was from 48 hours ago, and then the yesterday guidance had it in Ontario, so it's still a very moving target. And yesterday, at the same time as that deep storm was going across either the Great Lakes or Ontario, we had a front coming toward New England. 2 days ago in the guidance, that front was offshore with the rain missing us to the south. Yesterday, the rain was right over us, and now it has the rain off to our west. So either way, it looks like next Thursday is going to be interesting, and we should end up with some appreciable rain and maybe thunderstorms for at least a few hours sometime between next Wednesday night and next Friday. Put it back into motion. There's that front coming in now as the storm passes to our north on Thursday night, and that's going to be a cold front with rain, maybe mixed with snow in the north. And then we get into Friday, and then Saturday the 16th. That's the end of our 10-day forecast. At that point, we in New England, day 10, I think this is probably 7 p.m. next Saturday, are the coldest weather in the entire nation here with those blue lines, and those are the thickness lines, 540, 534, 528, and that's cold enough to make snow. It may actually try and hold this time, because it looks like we may start to develop some Greenland or a North Atlantic blocking at that point. While most of the rest of the nation is quite warm out there next weekend, the next coldest spot is right there off the coast of San Diego, upper level low, the 540 line off the south coast of California. I love when these upper level lows get in the southwestern United States and we get strong highs in eastern Canada. That's the recipe for wintertime snowstorms here, when you can get a feed from across Socorro. That's for my friend Jeff Mers. If you can get that feed across the Baja Peninsula and Mexico, and that runs very humid air into cold in the northeast, that's where we get our best snowstorms. I'm not calling for it, but I'm saying there is some hope out there at the end of the 10 days. And as for making snow in New England, Killington 14-day forecast does look a little more promising here, doesn't it? There's a window this Friday night. Very windy, though. A storm going to our north. It's going to cause a lot of wind in here. Friday night into Saturday, and then it warms back up, and then we spike on about Tuesday. And then it looks like it does get colder, and it shows raindrops there later next week, Wednesday, Thursday, into next weekend. But it also shows low temperatures pretty close to freezing. So there is some hope there. And it's not, not a real cold, low wet bulb pattern like you want to see to make snow. But maybe it'll actually be rain changing to snow. All right, that's the end of the weather part. Looking over towards Hull with a ferry coming in here. At the end more yesterday, just coming outside and sort of doing play-by-play on how high will the temperature go, and looking at the sky, and again catching a beautiful sunset over there over the Four River Bridge, where the sun is a little further south every single day, and that's going to be the case for another 5 to 6 weeks. And then the sun starts getting higher in the sky. So enjoy another 70-degree day in Boston and a wild ride, and certainly more changes coming to the especially 5 to 10-day forecast. All right, there's that beautiful workboat. No, it's one of them. It's not the biggest one, but. Oh, and another birthday. It was Mitt's birthday yesterday. He's 12, and Kate, don't know how old you were. I miss saying happy birthday to you on Tuesday the 5th. Happy birthday to you. Did you go hiking in Dartmouth? All right, here's the end more from yesterday. Someone order a water taxi? Is that what that is? Looking over to Quincy and Boston, where the temperature at noontime got to 79 degrees, probably just about 80. One of the warmest November 6ths on record. Well, the warmest in our life anyway. Let's check on Steve. How's Steve doing? It's that time where usually I bring him in. Long shadows. He chose the shadow. It's so warm out. Would you like a belly rub, Steve? Yeah. Of course. Of course. Oh, stretch it out. Stretch it out. Stretch out the gardening season. There go all the sparrows. Pretty colors on this just remarkable day. And I like it, but I don't like it. I want to go skiing also. Just watching the snow run down the jet trail at Jay Peak today. At 1 p.m., Boston did get to 80.6, so I think 81 anyway, going into the record books. And along with gusty wind, gusting past 30, impacting our resident orb weaver here. Orb weaver doing some repairs to his web. He was just running around fixing things. He stopped. Camera shy? Orb weaver. How do you feel about 82 degrees on November 6th?
Unbelievable, isn't it? It's crazy.
It's too hot? Would you rather have snow or what?
Well, not snow, but cold, because you know me, I'm fat and out of shape.
Come on.
Yeah. I mean, I love it, don't get me wrong, but you know, because you're not used to it again. Yeah, it's too hot.
I don't like it either. Mike likes it though. Okay, we may have stopped warming. Boston, 82 degrees just before 3 o'clock. See if that goes in the books. That's what I saw on the map. We got 3 maps here. One with the black numbers is the temperature. There's your 81 between the hours in Boston. The cross just means I don't have the wind on there. Now if I add the wind, the barbs show which way the wind is coming from. The red numbers are wind gusts, gusting 25 to 30. And then one with the temperature and the dew point. People are saying it's muggy. I guess for this time of year, the dew point is in the 50s. A few spots, Connecticut dew point near 60. And there is a front right over New England. Here's the 2 p.m. satellite image. You see most of the sun right in southern New England. You can see the cloud across central New England stretching down into New York and Pennsylvania. And then the radar, where fronts go to dry or die here in the Northeast. T-Rex saying hello to someone walking by. So these clouds over Boston right now, these are the beginning of cold air advection clouds. Not as cold, it's getting colder up in the sky. So when you have warmer air coming at you, you get the high thin clouds, still a few of those left there. And then the colder air starts coming in, then you get the condensation at lower levels of the atmosphere. So this is the remnant of that front that caused all that flooding rain and severe weather in the middle of the nation. And it left the cold, real cold part behind with another snowstorm in Colorado ongoing.
Hey, a little headache? Why don't you get some here then?
Why does T-Rex treat you like that, Mike?
I know.
He loves you more than anybody.
No, he doesn't.
I'm a bit
He
jealous.
just knows I'm a sucker. He knows you guys. No, hey, when I tell you about that, come here. That's my buddy.
He's like, how many am I getting today?
I gotta make you work fit like always. No, jump up and there you go. Yeah, come on. That's it. Good boy. That's it. That's all you get. You
Does he
enough,
show much
right?
appreciation? No, he just begs for more,
Yeah,
doesn't
he
he?
does. He knows I got one more too. That's
Oh,
why.
he does.
All right, what do you want to do for this one? No, we're gonna go paw for this one. No. Yeah. No,
Aw.
this one. Good boy.
Aw,
All right, take it easy.
you're the best, man.
See you
Thanks a
later.
lot.
Whoa.
We'll see you
That's it. Go
tomorrow.
back to bed. Yeah, you got us.
Right, we'll go back to bed. Siesta time. Good day for
Exactly.
siesta.
Like your head. He's got us trained.
See ya. Ah, Mom and Dad and Pup on the beach on November 6th. So here's that website that I talk about a lot, coolwx.com record. And it shows you all the different records. Also in Scandinavia, we're having record warmth. And here are the record high temperatures. You can curse over them. Bay St. Louis, Mississippi, 87.8. Then you come up into the Northeast, and the darker red or fuchsia ones are monthly records. Lancaster, Pennsylvania, breaking daily high, 81. Come up into New England, see if we can't get one of these. Portsmouth, breaking monthly record high, 79.3. And you can go down and scroll down. And there's so many here, I can't memorize them, so that's why I want to just read them out loud. Norwood, Mass, 82.9, beating the old November record of 79 set in 2020. Meriden, Connecticut, 79. Hagerstown, Maryland, 82. Bay, St. Louis, Mississippi, 87.8. I think we just said that. Portland, Maine, 78. The old record for November was 75, 2022, so that was just 2 years ago. And then on the right there, the all-time record. So the all-time record in Portland was 102.9. So you get the daily, the monthly, and the all-time. And so the warmest November day in our life for a lot of people in the eastern United States. Even as this morning it was near 0 degrees in Colorado, and it just continues to snow and snow and snow. Swimming, I'm swimming, yay. And don't forget to look up. Cirrocumulus, altocumulus, and lower altocumulus. And look at the waves. Almost looks like ski tracks right there, doesn't it? Can't stop, won't stop. More and more and more. And I gotta fix my tempest. It's always reading 32. Orb weaver. It just appears to be suspended in midair, but you can't really make out its orb web, can you? Nope, but trust me, it's there, it's resilient. It put up with 30-mile-an-hour winds today. And how about this sky fitting for an orb weaver or a corvus? So pretty, such great texture. Puffy clouds, wispy iridescent clouds, drifting in on this incredibly warm November day. Let's see if we can find the moon. It's called the Beaver Moon. And it will be up and left from Venus. There it is. Full on November 15. And by then, maybe we'll have had a freeze, but for now, at 4 o'clock, 76 degrees. And Accurite says there'd be a thunderstorm, which is actually pretty logical forecast for when you have record-breaking heat. There's a front coming in, but there's no sign of any thunder. A couple of raindrops on radar. Steve knows we get to go out as it gets darker. I think he goes more by the color of the day than the time. Time for Tim to get a little better view. Just in time, or did I just miss it? Darn trees. Go across the street, but then I hit the wires. Hit the moon too, though. Good crowd here. All right, on this wall. When in doubt, go higher. So there it is. Not even 4:30 yet. You can see it's moved a couple of inches since yesterday to the left. Or would that be thousands of miles? Yes. And yes. Okay. Sunset, piano, time lapse. Call it a day. Be 10 degrees colder. Still be 70 degrees. Oh yeah, we always like new puppies in the out the door weather and more. At sunset in Weymouth. It's only like 4:25 and the sun's already gone down. I'm good, how are you? All right, turn off the camera now. And we talked for about 5 minutes and the sky got even more pretty, if that's possible. Prettier, more pretty. Wow. More and more and more. Once all the blue light is used up, you're left with the oranges and the reds, and that's how we end up here, with different layers of clouds.